Welcome back, Hallmark Hot Takers, to another riveting episode of Hallmark Hot Takes with Heidi and Jason, where we watch, rate, and review all of the countdown to Christmas movies from the Hallmark Channel. This is episode 11 of the season. Why don't you explain the rating system? It's been a minute.
Well, it's been 22 seconds. It's candy cane based rating system from half candy canes to 5 candy canes, and then we add our scores together to get a possible 10 candy cane movie.
And that is based on how much we like or dislike. Are you mocking me?
Are you mocking me? Mocking me?
Explain that out. This movie. So tonight's offering is Santa Tell Me, starring Daniel Lissing and Erin Krakow. So I bet there's a lot of Hallmark fans very excited about this movie because it reunites these two. Now, Jason, you might not know this, but they were in a hit little show called When Calls the Heart Together. Very big Hallmark show they were. So people are probably excited. I never watched it, but I'm sure you're excited.
Are you still excited?
Somebody's excited.
Okay.
Anyhow, so...
More excited than the Sabrina the Teenage Witch people?
Yes.
I hope so.
Why are you bringing that up?
I'm just saying, it was like a hit TV reuniting.
But this was like a Hallmark show.
I know, I'm just saying. It was just...
Never mind.
Reuniting.
This is derailed.
Reuniting actresses or actors together again.
Yeah.
Hallmark does it all.
People like that.
I mean, people didn't like that Sabrina the Teenage Witch movie.
Somebody might have. Not us, but somebody might have.
I definitely did not.
Where are we now? You've derailed this. It's rapid recap time. So meet Olivia, who as a child wrote a letter to Santa expressing her wish to know when she's going to meet her soulmate. And cue 25 years later when she finds the letter in her childhood home that tells her that she is going to meet her soulmate and his name is going to be Chris, and she'll meet him. Or no, Nick. Nick or Chris?
Nick.
It's going to be Nick. And so Olivia is a interior designer who is doing a live show restoring a home. And cue Chris, who is brought in as the director of the show. They're going to rehab a home and then do a live show on Christmas Eve. It ends up being her childhood home, hence that's where she finds the letter. And her and Chris don't hit it off so good because he's trying to take over the show. Meanwhile, after she finds this letter, she meets not one, not two, but 3 dudes named Nick. So she starts to date them all in hopes of finding out which one of these Nicks is her soulmate. Meanwhile, this whole time she's getting closer to Chris, and she starts to really have feelings for him, and blah blah blah. This all culminates in the live show, where as she's doing a live feed, the Nicks happen to all find one another and get into a violent altercation with some candy canes. Derails the whole show. They all get really mad at her. Chris is very upset because it kind of tanks his career choices. And then Olivia's very upset. And then she realizes that Chris is actually her soulmate. So she runs to find him at the train station. And he gets a letter from Santa. And then he stays and they kiss. And then she finds out that his first name is actually Nick, which... I had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, everyone saw that coming.
Wasn't exactly a straight twist there. And they kiss on the train platform, and that is Santa Tell Me.
Wonderful. Wonderful job.
Thanks.
You want to review this?
That's my favorite part.
Oh, good.
All right.
You ready?
So let's review this. Where would you like to go first, likes or dislikes?
I can go either one. You got to
do dislikes this time.
Dislikes.
Yeah. Okay. In the flashback to when she makes the wish and then she gets this dollhouse that she asks for. This is huge. I mean, it literally is the size of my kitchen table, this dollhouse. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, that's a nice dollhouse. And then she walks right past it. And it was like the worst Christmas reveal ever.
She was a little spoiled. I thought she was a little spoiled in that one, yeah.
I thought that when she found out, because doing her childhood home was actually Chris's idea, and it was
Yes.
like a surprise to her. She's very nonplussed about the whole thing and didn't really seem to have that much of an attachment to her childhood home.
Yeah.
It was very strange. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. It's like, why wouldn't you like at all think this was a good idea? Like the idea of your childhood home that is in
In
shambles.
disrepair.
Like
The shutters are falling off. Like,
bring it back.
yeah, why wouldn't? And then she just seemed so. It was just weird.
Yeah.
And then when she finds the letter ends up like hidden in a grate and like it's glowing. And when she seems very also nonplussed about the fact that there's a magic letter from Santa.
Yes.
I
And
thought
then she throws it in the trash.
she did.
Like,
And then it keeps coming back to her.
yeah.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that either. Like, you throw a letter from Santa in the garbage, bad things are going to happen to you.
Yeah.
I feel that
you
shouldn't deserve any Nick at
That's
that point.
why all the Nicks were weirdos. So Nick A, just
Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick, his hair was bad, first of all.
Oh.
And second of all, he was a bit of a creeper on their first date. He rented out a whole ice rink
That was
for
nice.
their first date.
He's got the cash.
But come on, that's coming on a little strong, Nick A. I feel like a little strong. That was a little aggressive.
I don't agree.
During the reveal of the house,
Yes.
they didn't repaint the interior of the house. There's no way on God's green earth that you could rehab this house and not have to repaint the interior. Or you would paint the interior the same color on a design show? You would not.
Maybe it was nice.
Didn't like it.
Maybe it was nice.
You definitely had to suspend some disbelief on this one, not because of the magic Santa.
I was about to say, are you going to talk about
Not
the magic
because of
letter?
the magic Santa, but because of like the whole like live feed issue. Like, there's no way that they would have let that go to broadcast like that. But it was kind of funny, so I let it slide.
That was in my lights.
I hated the horse-drawn carriage ride when her and her sister were rushing to the train station.
I hated that.
I didn't like it.
I hated the firefighter model, Nick C. He drove me crazy.
Nick C. He really liked himself.
He did.
All of the Nicks really liked themselves.
And then they all go to the same dinner place.
Yeah.
She took them all to the same dinner
Yeah, they did
place.
like a date montage of her dating all of them.
At the same
the
place.
funny part about that was the maitre d' or whatever that was like the same one, and he was like looking at her like.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it was weird that was like her. She was, I don't know what age. That's what she wanted for Christmas, was to know. And it was very particular. The
and
letter.
articulate she was like what, 8 maybe?
Maybe.
And her letter was very specific.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I
Talk about the suspend belief like that.
Right.
Yeah. And then she throws the snowball at him, and she misses horribly. Like, horribly and far horribly. Like, I thought that was, like, he wasn't anywhere near where she was throwing.
She's not good at throwing things.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I had. All right.
What I liked regarding
the
the story
Okay.
of her hitting him was I like that she injured all 3 Nicks.
Yeah.
Well, so she can cut. No, she got the first Nick in the eye with a cork
Yeah.
and a concussion, maybe.
Yeah. Did the second Nick get hurt? The carpenter guy?
Yes, he got hurt with a snowball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was a concussion one, and then the third one,
She poisoned.
she poisoned him with
Almonds.
He's allergic. He swelled up. That was pretty funny. I thought.
I thought it was cool. It was Nick A, B, C,
Nick
and then in the end Nick D. But it was just kind of, I liked how that was done.
I thought Chris was great. I really liked his character.
Yeah.
So I thought on the whole, and I expected this to be good, but I thought the chemistry between Olivia and Chris was very believable, and I liked that portion of it.
Yeah.
I liked that, and this was actually kind of funny. Not funny, but sweet. When you can tell that he's like falling for her, they catch him like watching videos of her online, and I thought that was kind of cute.
That's creepy.
It was not creepy.
Oh, that's not creepy. So renting out
For a first date?
Renting out the ice rink.
For a first date.
What do you think that costs? Like nothing.
I don't know. That's just very presumptive.
What?
Very
so they
presumptive.
have a nice time together.
Yeah, unless he's going to stab her and he doesn't want any witnesses.
Stab her with what? An ice skate?
An ice skate to the heart.
And then you got another guy creeping by watching videos of her.
Just watching a YouTube video because he
Watching
thinks she's pretty.
There's a lot of the creeper.
No, Nick A was the creeper. And
Nick C was a weirdo.
Nick C was a weirdo, but in kind of a funny way.
I felt bad for Nick B.
Why?
He gets blasted with a snowball, gets knocked out, and then he volunteered, like he likes her so much that he lets them borrow a whole bunch of stuff for the set.
Yeah, and they
then
didn't
he
even
gets
like
nothing.
feature his shop on the show either, which I thought, geez, that was really good.
And then he's like, "Here you go, guy." when he gives them the little piece.
Yeah, that was funny.
To Chris, that was funny.
She decorates Chris's tree. He said that he doesn't really do a lot for Christmas, but the only good memory he has of Christmas is when he decorated this tree outside his house when he was a kid. And now he just has this little tree outside of his apartment, but she decorates it for him. And that was the double look back.
Yeah.
When she had to leave, and then she looked back, and then she turned back, and then he looked back, and then they both looked back. It was like a
You know where
double
Chris
look.
was from, though? What great state he was from?
No, Jason, why don't you tell me? Ohio.
Yep.
I thought the 3 Nick team up at the end was hilarious.
When they were fighting
Yes,
with the candy canes.
it was so funny. And then they're all fighting because they all realize they're dating the same person.
Yes.
And then once she comes out and they confront her, they all like do a team up and they're like, "Let's get out of here, Nix." And it was like really funny.
I like that.
Because they were all really goofy. And what I kind of liked about it is they all started out like really normal, and you're like, okay, you could see why she'd be interested, and then they got all progressively a little bit kind of goofier as the story went by.
Yeah.
You know I love a magic Santa. I'm always here for a magic Santa story. I just love it. I just love a magic Santa.
That's great.
Yeah.
What
about your likes? What else you got?
You saw it coming a mile away. That was Nick. Chris, it was Nick.
It's either going to be like his first name or his middle name or something. Right. Like, come on, Hallmark.
The fight was amazing. It was a little, I do agree, it was a little goofy. It was like the live on TV, and then that was okay. I don't think on any planet that would have been really okay.
No.
So I didn't particularly love that.
Because not only would they not have aired it, but somebody would have stopped them. Who's on set? Like you can't. It's a closed set. You can't just have these goofballs on a closed set. But it didn't really matter because it ended up being funny. So we can suspend some disbelief.
Yeah, and then he came from Model Home. That was funny. Where was they home with models?
Yes.
That was the one that Chris did before. So yeah, that's it. What about candy canes? People come here to know what candy canes we want to award these movies. What would you give it?
Well, I thought it started out a little bit slow, and it took me a while to get onto the premise. But I ended up actually really liking it. I like these two. I thought they had great chemistry, and overall, it was enjoyable.
Okay.
So I am going to give it 3.5 candy canes.
3.5 candy canes.
3.5 candy canes.
That's really good rating.
Yeah.
I did like it. It had the same kind of magic tropes and everything else, but it was different enough. I'm gonna give it 3 candy canes.
3 cans, 6.5.
6.5.
6.5, yeah. I think that's respectable.
Still missing the 10.
I know. I think we're gonna get it soon. I have a good
we're only 7 movies behind. So.
Well, wait, no. Right now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we're only 5 movies behind. By the end of the weekend, we'll be 7 movies behind if we don't watch anymore.
No, that's not going to happen. We're going to watch a bunch. We're on vacation.
We are very behind, though.
Yes. Okay.
Because, we have lives and stuff. Such as it is.
You want a preview?
Yes.
Hey, hi, what's up next?
What's up next is 'Tis the Season to Be Irish, starring Fiona Gubelman.
Yeah.
And I think Ian
Nope.
Mackin.
Eon.
Any of my Irish friends out there, how do you pronounce Eoin? I'm thinking Ian, but you can feel free to correct me in the comments.
Bridget.
Yeah, Bridget, if you're watching, let me know how you pronounce that name. All right, so this is Rose, a nomadic house flipper. Ooh, more houses, more house flipping and stuff.
Design.
Heads to Ireland
Yes.
to renovate and sell a cottage, but her
Okay.
plans are upended when she meets Sean, an Irish name,
Yes.
local realtor determined to preserve the town's heritage. So I'm going to assume that they butt heads regarding this, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I love it. I'm excited.
I love it too.
All right.
And I'm excited for you.
Okay. See you next time.